Thank you so much to Matchmasters for sponsoring this video. The year was 1999. It was the year of transition and anticipation for the new millennium. Bill Clinton was getting impeached, Napster was a thing, and the Y2K scare, or the millennial bug, had the whole world in a panic. It was the birth of the digital age. 1999 was a huge year in pop culture entertainment, from music to video games, hit movies like The Matrix taking the world by storm, and the highly anticipated / disappointing Star Wars prequel, The Phantom Menace. And of course there was TV, where shows like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Family Guy, West Wing, Futurama, The Sopranos, and Freaks and Geeks all made their debuts this year. As for kids programming, PBS would launch its 24-hour channel PBS Kids, and Disney Channel, while not a particularly memorable year for their TV programming, it definitely was an iconic year for their DC original movies. Xenon Girl of the 21st Century. Enough said. And we can't forget about Cartoon Network, which in addition to their Friday night marquee block, Cartoon Fridays, and their late night block for Toonami launching this year, they would also debut 3 new shows: Mike Lewinog, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Ed, Edd n Eddy, the longest running CN original. No, I said CN original. Not to mention tons of shows for Saturday morning on Disney's One Saturday Morning for ABC, Fox Kids, and Kids WB. And now we come to Nickelodeon, the first network for kids. As I mentioned before, 1998 was when I first started watching Nickelodeon, and this era is probably my earliest memories of the channel. I was a Cartoon Network kid through and through, but Nickelodeon also made an impact on me growing up. Despite me being late to the game, and 1999, as we all know, was a huge year for the channel, as they celebrated their 20th anniversary, and they celebrated in a big way. It was heavily advertised with special promos, bumpers, and also the Nickelodeon Birthday Marathon, featuring episodes of their most important shows up to that point. And believe it or not, the last time you would see classic shows like Double Dare and Guts be on the main channel. They would be moved to Nick's new spin-off channel, Nick Gas, which is sports-oriented and featured reruns on Nick's famous game shows, Double Dare, Legends of Hidden Temple, the works. Another channel launched this year was Noggin, a joint venture between Nickelodeon and Sesame Workshop, owners of Sesame Street. It featured a variety of original shows and reruns of Nick Jr. programs, and Sesame Workshop shows, Sesame Street, The Electric Company, Ghost Rider, 321 Contact, etc. And we can't forget about Nickelodeon's golden child, or children, the Rugrats. 1999 would turn out to be a big year for Rugrats. Previous year's Rugrats movie was the first non-Disney animated film to gross $100 million, and Nick and Classy Shupo were already working on a sequel. I plan to do a retrospective of all 3 movies, so keep an eye out for that. One of the more notable additions to the movie was a new character, Tommy's little brother Dill. He became a regular on a TV show this year with the episode Chucky's Duckling / It's a Dog's Life, the most watched episode at this point. Not to mention there was toys, games, home videos, marathons, a stage show, and snack foods.
Parties, Rugrats, fruit snacks, and fruit rolls. Double flavor punch for your tongue.
There was even an hour-long TV movie that aired this year, Runaway Reptar, where the babies imagine themselves in a Reptar movie they're watching at the drive-thru. The second most popular Nicktoon at the time would arguably be Cat Dog, and entered its second season this year with the introduction of a new character, Lola Caracola. And I remember there was just as much merch for this show as it was for Rugrats. I loved both of these shows growing up, and anything with the names on it I had to have. I even remember getting the stretch Cat Dog toy on my 6th birthday this year.
And now, these messages.
Hey, so there's this new game I found called Matchmasters, and it's the first PvP Match 3 game where you get to play with real people in real time. I started to play myself, and it's definitely addicting. So many moods, boosters, and playstyles to choose from. And the best part about it, there's no ads. It's easy. All you have to do is play with a friend or a family member. It's good for your mental health too. It reduces stress, it sharpens your brain, as well as stopping endless doom scrolling. Download Matchmasters for free today, and challenge your friends. Click the link below and have fun. For younger viewers, there was Nick Jr., with the most popular show on the block being Blue's Clues. They had merch selling like hotcakes. Baloo was a balloon at this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. Even celebrities appeared on the show. Choir shows like Maisie, Kipper, and Franklin found themselves on the schedule, but the new show that made its debut was Little Bill, based on the children's books by Bill Cosby. It was about a little black boy in Philadelphia and the many adventures he has using his imagination. It ran for a good while, running until 2004, and was in reruns until Cosby's many allegations came to light. It's a shame too. It was a charming show for little kids, but because of its monster creator, now Nickelodeon is more content with pretending it never existed. Nick at Night saw reruns of more 70s classics like The Jeffersons, Maude, and WKRP in Cincinnati, and also 60s classics like Leave It to Beaver. I remember there was even a marathon the week of June 7th through 11th called All Star Family, which featured episodes of Leave It to Beaver, The Brady Bunch, All the Family, The Wonder Years, and oddly enough, Rugrats. May 1st was the night of the 12th Annual Kids' Choice Awards, hosted by Rosie O'Donnell, with performances by 3 Story, Britney Spears, TLC, and NSYNC. These old KCAs are fun to go back and rewatch, because in a way they're strange little time capsules to what was popular back then in terms of hottest movies, TV shows, games, and celebs. At one point, Rosie urges the audience to go to AOL keyword Nickelodeon. When was the last time you heard of that? It's also cool to see actual kids getting to participate in the festivities and presenting the award with some of the celebs. The highlight of the show for me is Kenan Thompson in a miniature golf rivalry with Macho Man Randy Savage, and the two becoming friends.
No matter who wins, it's been a wild, wild ride. Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I really need to make a pit stop.
Hey, keep pushing back there.
Okay. This is Michelle Trachtenberg from the No Holds Barred Kids Choice 99 Mega Mini Golfomania. But now it's time for the Kids Choice Awards! Yeah!
We miss you, Michelle. But of course, the most memorable thing about this year's KCAs was afterwards, 6-year-old me and every other kid watching was introduced to a certain yellow sponge.
He shows a real hoot. He lives in a fruit. SpongeBob SquarePants big sneak peek right after Kids' Choice.
Pilot of SpongeBob SquarePants was shown as a sneak preview following the KCAs, and the series will debut in July. The show about a yellow sponge and his friends in the underwater city of Bikini Bottom has become Nickelodeon's biggest franchise to date. It has a total of 15 seasons, a string of movies, video games, several spin-offs, and became a merchandising juggernaut. SpongeBob now is in the same leagues of other classic characters like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny, classic characters that will be appreciated for generations to come. But I remember being there the night it premiered, and how it started off as a small show that aired on Saturday mornings that quickly blew up as a phenomenon. In 1999 would see the release of Rocket Power by Classy Shupo, about 4 friends who were into extreme sports, like surfing and skateboarding, while also dealing with everyday life situations a kid would go through. It's such a product of the times where everything in the late 90s and early 2000s had to be extreme, but it still has likable enough characters to say it's a fun, nostalgic time. It had a couple of TV movies and some bits of merchandise here and there, and ended in 2004. Nick Flicks debuted this year, where Nick aired a series of movies and specials similar to Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater, starting with an airing of 1993's Pre-Hysteria. I remember watching a few movies on this block, like Tiny Toons, How I Spent My Summer Vacation, and My Brother the Pig. Does anyone remember that? I can't be the only one. Probably one of my favorite things to come out this year was the Kenan and Kel Cousin Skeeter crossover, The Who I'm Wild Wild West. I loved both of these shows growing up, so you can imagine how mind-blowing it was for me. It has Skeeter, Bobby, and Nina meeting Kenan and Kel at a dude ranch as they try to find buried treasure. I haven't seen this episode since it premiered, and I watched it on YouTube for this video twice. I still think it's a lot of fun. There were times I laughed hard, mostly due to Kel's antics, and it's fun seeing these characters interact and work off each other. The Saturday night block Snick was revamped into Snick House, with a schedule consisting of Rugrats, All That Season 6, the final season with most of the original cast, and 2 new shows, The Amanda Show and 100 Deeds of Eddie McDowell. The Amanda Show was the second spin-off of All That, a sketch show starring Amanda Bynes, with memorable skits like Judge Trudy, The Girls' Room, and Moody's Point, a satire of Dawson's Creek. Amanda was one of those once-in-a-lifetime young talents. She was funny, she had great timing and screen presence. There was a reason she was everywhere in the early 2000s. But looking back as an adult and learning about her mental issues and knowing what went on behind the scenes with other casting members, as highlighted in the documentary Quiet on Set, it makes this a very hard show to revisit. Trust me, it'd be disingenuous to not bring this up at all while talking about the show. I have my own issues with the Quiet on Set documentary. I won't get into here, I'll just say, I hope the victims get justice and peace of mind. And there's not a hell hot enough for Jason and Brian. Let's leave it at that. Okay, back to the fun stuff. 100 Days of Eddie McDowell had a creative premise. A high school bully played by Seth Green gets cursed by a drifter, played by the late Richard Mole, and he gets turned into a dog. He'll be human again once he performs 100 good deeds, and the one person whose help he needs is the last person he bullied. I remember watching the show and liking it, though I don't think I sticked around to find out if he turned back into a human. And judging how it aired for 40 episodes, I assume he didn't. Oh yeah, in the second season, for whatever reason they switched out the original theme song for Who Let the Dogs Out by Baha Men, for no reason other than it was popular at the time. Acquired shows at this time was the Ace Ventura Pet Detective cartoon and the Brothers Flub. Don't remember it? Well, join the club. But the biggest acquired show that would leave Nickelodeon this year was Looney Tunes on Nickelodeon, after an impressive 11-year run on the channel. The Time Warner/Turner merger would lead to an end of other networks broadcasting the classic Looney Tunes shorts, as they would be exclusive to Turner-owned networks only, e.g. Boomerang and Cartoon Network. The following year, the Looney Tunes ended its long run on ABC, airing for the final time on August 2000. Meanwhile, the AOL Time Warner merger became one of the most infamous failed mergers in history, and CN dropped the classic shorts altogether in 2004, one of the downsides of the City era, opting for home media releases instead. Luckily, Warner Brothers would never have a bad merger again.
You'll be sorry!
Memorable blocks and marathons this year: Henry and June's Nicktoons Summer Jam, 101% Whiz Bang, Nicktoon-a-thon, Double Play, You Pick Friday, The Big Holiday Help, and Nickelodeon's Holiday Stocking Stuffers. One of the more interesting events this year was Smell-O-Vision, where kids at home can smell aromas from their favorite Nicktoons by using scratch and sniff cards found in Post cereals and Lunchables. Strangely, Cartoon Network had a similar gimmick early this year with Smelly Telly. Nickelodeon will start doing TV movies this year, which will continue for years to come. We already talked about Runaway Reptar, but there was also the Journey of Alice Strange movie, Alien Vacation, which will rerun the following year. So that was Nickelodeon in 1999. It was hectic to make sure everything was correct and nothing was left out, but it was a lot of fun going back and watching some of these old shows and specials. Plus, whatever I missed, I'm sure Greg from Knickknacks will go into better detail than I could. Do you have fond memories of Nickelodeon from this year? Let me know in the comments. I'm 47 Cartoon Guy, and I gotta fly. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon for more updates. Coming up next, we'll be talking about the false third season of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? And conclude the Ed, Edd n Eddy retrospective. I'm sorry it took so long.